Hey, welcome, welcome back to another episode of my Purdue Boilermakers Dynasty here on College Football 26. We're getting ready for year four. We finished up year three in the last episode, unfortunately losing to Georgia, who ended up playing for the national championship, where they were defeated by Oregon. Or actually, sorry, they lost to Oregon the next round. And then Oregon ended up making it and winning the national championship over Alabama, 49-31, a very dominant performance for the Ducks, who we lost to earlier this year. Played them tough. Last episode we went over stats and the roster kind of outlook heading into this. So if that's something that you're interested in, by all means, go back and just watch the end of that episode. Definitely got some positions we're going to be looking at. Center in particular, I think the defensive backfield is something that we need to take a look at. But obviously, the biggest stories that we have here are going to be: does Taylor Downs transfer out? Abdul Volk, Tylen Scales, where does that end up leaving us? But we're ready to jump into the offseason here. And once we get through players leaving and players drafted, then, we'll take a look at the roster again and kind of see where we stand. Ryan Fusco, who he led for all year, ends up committing to LSU. 3.5 stars still. Okay. Our brand exposure? Or never mind, sorry. So Taylor Downs. Risk of transferring is decently high. Now we get to see 11-3. We made the college football playoffs. Won a game in the playoffs over Miami. Let's see the damage. Taylor Downs does want to leave. We'll do this position by position. I think that might be a little bit better. Deuce Adams absolutely makes sense. Abdul Volk wants to go back again. Stenerud wants to go back again. And I really think that there's a good opportunity for us to be able to recruit a couple of these guys back in the transfer portal, should that, be a thing for us. We're going to see what we can work out here. You can also see some of the guys that we've had leave as well. Got a lot of starters that are going to be gone. Schumacher again wants to leave. That's great. Berglund, heck of a career. So Tylen Scales has decided not to hit the portal, which is huge. Martin Crocker is, at least right now, for brand exposure. We're getting close, I think, to being in a good spot where the brand exposure is not hurting us quite as bad. So we got a low chance here on Taylor Downs. At least in the transfer portal, though, their deal breaker does drop a little bit, or seems to have done such a thing. Seems to do so. So let's see. We're going to start off with Taylor Downs. Taylor Downs has not been persuaded. So record-setting freshman campaign. That one hurts. Let's try for Abdul Volk. Abdul Volk has decided to stay. Okay. So right now we're either looking to bring back Downs to try to get our fourth straight different quarterback. Certainly Schumacher. Schumacher has decided to stay, so this is much better than what it has been for us in the past. Still would like to bring back Stenerud. Playing time, I don't know. Stenerud decides to come back. Okay. Now let's take a moment and let's kind of think about things. So Deuce Adams, I think I'm okay with just letting that roll. It makes sense. So we got both the running backs to stay. Damian Lyles is a former 4-star recruit, but he's not a great athlete. Pro potential, he can certainly get better, but he's just an 86 speed, good acceleration guy. I think I would like to bring him back. I think there's an opportunity for him to play next year. Reader, brought up Lyles again. Okay. Not really as worried about Watson at this point, but these are some young players that I think we could maybe work something out with. Devontae Reader, former 4-star. Got really good. I think I'd rather have Reader. I think I'd rather try to bring him in versus Lyle. Let's just see. He has not been persuaded. Let's try to bring back Lyles. Okay, so we've lost both of them. And then now, Nave, I mean, he's probably not going to start for us. Got Schumacher, we already got him to decide to stay. Martin Crocker is more of like a situational pass rusher for us. Was okay, certainly had some major moments for us. He's a good athlete, but I think he's essentially like a pass rusher only. What does the pass coverage look like? 82. He could play. Maybe he's somebody that I think could start for us this year, and he has decided to stay, so that's good. Juan Jacoby, I had some high hopes for him. He redshirted this year. Did not grow a whole ton from year 1 to year 2. He ended up kind of being passed up on the depth chart. Certainly want to try to bring back Bradford. Not been persuaded, so we'll certainly try to bring back is Baxter. Is he the super slow one? We might need him just for depth pieces. So Baxter could come back and be a starter for us. He has decided to stay. So that does leave us one opportunity to bring in Juan Jacoby. High chance to come back. He does. So now that we've kind of gotten to this point, we made our choices. We were not able to bring back Taylor Downs, but he's in Indiana. We have the pipeline. As long as we can get him to try to bring him back in the transfer portal, I do think that we have a really good opportunity to bring him back. I think he's going to develop extremely well this year. Being able to bring back Abdul Volk, Schumacher, Crocker, and Stenerud are really, really big for us. Baxter now is kind of looking at maybe being a starter for us. Juan Jacoby. Lost out on some guys I would obviously like to have kept. I would like to take back Reeder. Would have liked to have brought back Damian Lyles. Would like to bring back Bradford. He's been a starter for a couple of years for us. But maybe it's just not the right outcome. But I think this is overall a much more positive transfer portal than what we've had the past couple of seasons to start off this series. But now the big thing is what can we bring back Downs, or do you have to go again to a different quarterback? Our quarterback situation without Downs is not necessarily great. We are bringing in a 4-star freshman that I do think has some potential, but the only returning guy now at this point is going to be Tashawn Rice, who we redshirted this year. He's got a very high base floor, 76 overall, but there's not a lot of he's not a great cap guy, I guess, if that makes sense. Good, solid arm. The accuracies are okay. I think we could work with Rice, but I'm certainly trying to bring back Downs for sure. And if he decides not to, then we'll have to figure it out, I guess. Is there any skills I can upgrade when it comes to yeah, I mean, there's just not a lot that we can do here. Okay, we'll kind of hold on to it for right this second. Up to A+ prestige. That's always good. All right. Let's see what the transfer portal maybe wants to give us back on the other side here now. I think we did it. I think that's a nice job bringing a lot of these guys back, though, for sure. That'll really help. Really hope that we can get that brand exposure up to B this year, and I think we have a good opportunity to do so. Draft results. Did we get anybody drafted? I'm doubting it. Ooh, Justin Marshall does go in round 7. Nice. Obviously sucks that the wear and tear really affected him there at the very end of his career. But he was a Heisman finalist for us as a junior. That's awesome. That's great. I guess before we really do anything else, I want to come in and see if we can add Downs to the list. I see we have some other quarterbacks that certainly have interest in us, which is good. Let's see. I guess let's do, he probably, I don't know what he'd be, maybe a 3-star. He'd have to be a 4-star. Can we even try? We cannot bring him back. Okay. So his brand exposure deal breaker did not drop. Okay. Carmichael's a sophomore, so he'll be a junior. Bryce Baker. Neither one of these guys played much. All right. Well, I guess we'll see how things play out. Hold on one second. Sorry about that. I'm still going to double check and just see maybe the odds of being able to look at downs. Maybe something drops with him. I really would like to bring him back, but I guess it is what it is. Let's start looking at quarterbacks here. So we got a 3-star as a freshman down in Miami, Ohio. He might end up being a better player than what you think there. 3 stars a freshman, he might actually be solid. Iowa State, Cliff Turk, freshman. A decent enough pipeline there. Enrique Carmichael, a sophomore. Let's take a look at these 3 guys here. Golly, was really hoping to bring Downs back. Cliff Turk, a dual threat. That looks really good. It looks really good. 95 throw power. Accuracy's in a good spot. Can move a little bit. I don't know what his carrying would be, but maybe add some run game stuff with him. Okay. Got Enrique Carmichael. So right now, I like Turk more than Carmichael for sure. Bryce Baker. All these guys are really, really similar. Any of these guys got any mentals? It doesn't show anything. Okay, so Baker's actually got, he's going to be a junior. Carmichael would be a junior, and Turk would be a sophomore, at least I believe. Unless they just redshirt and he'll be a redshirt freshman or whatever. I'm just kind of assuming it's going to add the year to them. 95 throw power, 85 speed. He's got the best accuracies of the bunch. We're going to come in and immediately start off hot with him for sure. Let's do the same thing with Enrique. Or any of these guys, playing time. Okay. So playing time is a really big deal for these guys. We'll go ahead and offer, and we'll put 50 on all these guys. Now let's go back, kind of just look at what we have. So Dingle has already signed with them, so we can take him off the board. Boykins, we're in a recruiting battle here. So 4-star edge guy that we have really liked. He's a gem too. Never even fully scouted him. We're going to send the house, and playing style is his big thing. Let's go ahead and bring him in on a visit. I'm trying to win this battle for him for sure. And then Ballher, we have looked good pretty much this whole time. Coach Prestige. I want to go ahead and try to get our points and stuff situated for this. Coach Prestige is his big thing. Let's do 35 on him for right now. Probably would be able to use all my points, but I want to make sure. Cortez, playing time. $25. Bender. 25 there. Swain, we're the only people, recruiting him at all. Ape. Looks like people have taken, maybe we've also got lucky with some of these scholarships not necessarily being used either. Alfonso Lett, 65 zone. He's got that gem on him though. So I'd like to keep him, and then we're back to the quarterbacks. I know that I would like to add. We got 495 points. We got some points available here. I cannot believe we're going to go through another year with a different starting quarterback. Okay. All right. So this is obviously not going to include the people that are graduated. So we've got to fill out some quarterback spots here. And maybe we find one of these quarterbacks and then we just kind of add a couple late. So looking at next year, running back, Volk, Stenerud. We're going to bring in a couple of guys here. So that running back room is fine. Wide receivers, it's going to be Smith, Harris, Shelton, DeAndre Smith. I think I'm okay with that, but we'll see what maybe is available. I think that Smith could maybe jump into the 90 range. I think he's going to be a draftable player for us. So we got Gant here with a couple of guys I think we can work with. I think we're okay here at left tackle. Should be okay here at left guard with Easley back. I want to look at a center. Let me jot that in my notes. Definitely want a center. We'll try to look at that. I think we're good here at right guard. I think we'll be fine at right tackle. Schumacher, Higgins should develop, so that should be okay. The defensive end should be okay. Maybe look at some depth here along the defensive tackle, but I'm okay there. Linebacker, we're losing Berglund, and we're bringing back Scales, Crocker. Maybe a good enough athlete to play up a little bit for us. Maybe it's Clarence Lay. We'll have to kind of see how that plays out. If there's a standout linebacker, I'm okay with that. Cornerback, got Hines, Ote, Sly. All should be back, hoping for a big jump. We'll take a look at corner. Safety, for sure, is a really big spot for us. Center and safety, and obviously quarterback, and then we'll just kind of look from there. So center and safety are going to be the first two things we look at. Now coming back to the transfer portal. Let's look over at center. Who has interest in us? Nobody really crazy. Okay. You can sometimes get lucky with some of these three-star guys, like a guy like Flynn here. He's a junior, though. But some of these guys like that went to a Georgia or whatever that maybe transferred out early that might still be okay. Mr. Clements. Let's see if we got 4 stars. Nobody there. There's not going to be any 5s. Okay. We'll add him to the board and just see if we can maybe sneak in here. The playing time deal breaker. That should be a battle that we could potentially get into here. Former Georgia player, maybe okay heading into his senior year. Now let's look over at safety. Free safety in particular. So Quincy Locombo, Texas A&M, a 4-star guy, is a freshman. So you're looking at him being a sophomore. Looks like he wants to come in. and play. Now let's look here. The junior, sophomore. Let's take a look at Hunter and Dent. Take a look at both of those guys, and then we'll start kind of perusing around everybody else here. Quincy Locumbo. I don't really need to scout anymore. I'm okay. I'm taking a chance on all that. Throw 50 his way for Hunter. 92 speed's a really good athlete. I'm about it. For Dent, not as good as the other two guys, but we'll throw a little something his way. Okay. Golly, man, no Taylor Downs. That sucks. All these guys look great, though. Turk is definitely the guy that I'm looking at and want the most here for sure. Championship contender being his deal breaker certainly helps us as well. All right, let's see. Maybe wide receiver. What's available here? Dominique Madu. It seems like, did we recruit him? Did I try to recruit him? That name seems familiar. Had a gigantic year for Kentucky. Physical route runner. Looking for speed would be great. We got a couple of options here with some faster players. Let's take a look at these three guys first, and then we'll go from there. I really want some speed. Oh, I need to look at this center as well. Yeah, it'll be fun. Put 25 on him. Dude is a freshman. I'm not even worried about looking at anything else. I don't need to look at his stats. That's at least a play. He'll be a playable guy. Braceful. 88 speed. He's 6'2". Decent route runner. All for him. Whiteheart. 85 speed. I'm good on that. It's a freshman. He'd have to be really good at like route running and stuff, and yeah, good on that. We're going to save the scholarship there. Let's go back now and let's take a look at about tight end. Is there something here that really stands out? Pure possession, gritty possession. 6'6", 202, physical route runner. Let's take a look at him. Nope. Add some points there. 25. I'm okay not getting him. Would obviously like to bring in Madu. I'd like to bring in a guy. Let's look back now at some of these like high school guys. Those are all those. Swains. We're putting 25 on him. We're the only people recruiting him. He's not anything special. Let's just do 10 on him. Madu, we're already giving 52. Graceful, 88 speed, 6'2". He's going to be a senior. I'm good on that. Tight end. Bender we're up big for, but Texas has offered him. We'll see on Flynn. Notre Dame still recruiting him, okay. Fusco, cut him. Yeah, the championship contender, they're not going to drop there. Irving, yeah, I think we're good on that. Trying to add some bodies for sure. Lance Dent, 90 speed. Yeah, let's got 10 points to give away now. Give it back to this wide receiver. Let's fast forward a week. See what we got going on here. No Taylor Downs sucks. Definitely interested to see where he ends up going. The rest of the players were lost I'm okay with. So Jabari Boykins, 4-star gym edge rusher. Won that battle. Ballher does decide to come in. Great. Cliff Turk has us number 1. Carmichael has us number 2. Okay. All right. Let's take a look. So we moved all the way up for Turk. Moved up for Carmichael. What do we know about him? Probably going to end up losing that battle, if I had to guess. I think we'll end up winning that one. Okay. So we got 480 hours to spend here. Let's get all these guys in on a visit. Championship contender. What's his playing time? Baker's is the UAB fight song is in the way. Gotta love it. Can't see what my playing time for him as well. Okay. All right, so we already got them set up. Everybody, they're all coming in for a visit. I guess I didn't see. I guess we're going to them, so it doesn't. Oh, the complimentary competitive. Okay, yep, I messed that up. Oh well. So I can't change it now. I didn't even think about that. All right, so we're up to first for Madu. Again, we don't really know anything about him. Now I'll scout him since we got, 83 speed. It's a really good route runner, though. At 6'4", that he can have. We can find a role for him. Braceful, this is something we're already looking good for. Championship contender. Let's go ahead and just try to bring him in. Be done with his recruiting battle. What was his thing? Coach Prestige. We'll bring Madu in on a visit next week. I'm not near as excited about him now with the 83 speed. We jumped all the way up for Zegwu here, which is great. Cannot bring him in on a visit, so we'll just keep pumping along there. Bender, okay, so we're the only team recruiting him, so we should be fine. Right now, we're the only people going after Flynn here. It looks like he should be a starter for us at center. Let's go send the house there. Okay, so Washington took their scholarship away from Alfonso Lett. That's a nice big deal there. Cortez Irving, we're looking fine for that battle. I think this is going to be a tough battle for Lacumbo there for sure. I think we end up getting at least one of these safeties, so that'll certainly help. Let's go back over here to the transfer portal and see if there's maybe, I guess first of all, let's see if there's any movement on quarterback Taylor Downs. Is he not a 4-star? Am I going crazy? Oh, it's by first name. That's on me. Not gotten a scholarship. Come on, Taylor. Golly. All right. Back over here. Actually, let's go back because I thought I'd noticed something. Okay, yeah, that's what it was. Cornerback. Recommended. People really jumped on Stroud, which makes sense there. we got hours to play with, I might play around with trying to get back into that battle, but we're obviously a week behind there. I don't think any of these guys are going to be starter type of players there. What about middle linebacker? I think that's a battle worth jumping into there. Freshman too. He actually might be a really good pickup there for us. Freshman, no offers. Dwayne Dobbs, he might end up being okay there as well. Look at linebacker now. '82 zone. Yep, I'm in on that for sure. Okay, I think that'll play there as well. Trying to get some of these young freshmen obviously would be great. Cornerback Stroud, yeah. We'll play around with it. Let's go back here though to transfer portal, see if there's maybe a 3-star at a good school that for some reason didn't get hasn't gotten an offer here. Maybe find a little diamond in the rough type of player. A&M. It's a junior though. Sophomore USF. Open run. Xavier Bryant. Okay. Really fast. Sophomore, maybe there's a little growth we can get out of that. '86. Yeah, I'm okay. All right, let's fast forward. See what we got. See if we can see if Taylor Downs actually can get a scholarship offer from somebody. I messed up with those quarterbacks too. Still at 3.5 stars. I don't know if that's updated at this point yet or if it's just kind of stuck in the mud there. All right, see what we got again. Okay. So feel really good about bringing in Bryce Baker. Seems like a very likely get for us. Good speed, decent accuracy. Turk is definitely the guy that I'm wanting the most. Turk looks like a high-level starter. Can we hold off Pitt? It's going to be the big thing. Championship contender. Okay, so we can now send him. We can do the nope, not soft sell, hard sell for him because we know the championship contender is his other play there. Okay, leave all that as is there now for them. Okay. I'm honestly at the point where I'd rather have Bracewell than Madu. Madu is at least a freshman 4-star guy, but that 83 speed is a little tough to deal with. We'll see. Okay, so we're still looking good there. looking good. That's pretty much a done deal at this point. 50-50. Jumped up. We're in a good spot for all of them. Better bring Stroud in on a visit and just see. What was it? Championship contender? And we know that we can now do hard sell on him because championship contender is his other thing there. Yep. Be crazy if we snuck in and got him somehow. Lawrence Johnson. .93 speed, sophomore. There's some we can really utilize. It would be nice to have a little bit more speed there. Xavier was a guy who's a little slower, yeah. Oh, we're gonna lose Irving for the playing time. Not crazy about Irving though. I mean, I'd rather have some of these guys for sure than him. We're the only people that offer him a scholarship too, so deal with that. Okay, so Lacombo is going to be something that we just can't. It's just a battle we're not going to win. We can keep putting points in because it's not going to hurt anything either. Hunter is okay. We're going to lose that. Dent. Brand exposure. So Dent is kind of the all-in guy there at that spot. They're the only people offer scholarships. Gadget type from Oregon, 3-star freshman with no offers. Scruggs, physical route runner. We typically just always have a million bodies that we aren't playing. 85 speed, it's just tough to work with that. 88 throw power, but nope, out on that. He's a freshman, could maybe develop him. Does have some mental abilities. We'll offer him a scholarship. Ain't gonna do nothing crazy, but 85 speed is just tough to work with. About offensive tackle. There may be another young player that hasn't really gotten any shine or anything here. Sophomore out of Iowa. Quick drop, pass lot finesse from block power. It's a really good pass blocker. Ooh, that boy cannot run block at all. I think I'm okay taking a chance. We'll put some hours in there as well. Just see. Is there maybe a guard that's getting no love that we can maybe take a look at? Nope, nothing really. Okay. We'll call it there then. We'll leave some of those points unused. What we got? All right, so Carmichael ends up going to Syracuse. Lacombo goes to Georgia. So no major surprises there. Let's see. Come back here. So now we can drop Carmichael off of this. Looks like we're going to lose Turk. We're in a recruiting battle. Have the same pipeline tier, and they're now ahead of us. They did come off the visit, so maybe we can overcome that one. Bryce Baker. This looks like this one's going to be fine. I think I'd be okay with this. Good athlete, good strong arm. I think he's certainly playable in this offense. We do need to make sure we're adding a couple of quarterbacks. I'll even look to the high school level for this, to be honest with you. Walter Kashama, dual threat, 3-star guy. Okay. Had major problems trying to bring in quarterbacks consistently and keeping them. '81, '87, he's okay as a backup. I think I'd be fine with that. Straight high school player too. So that along with Humphreys, Rice, we get in Baker, Kashama. That should give us enough bodies there for that position. Well, he's good enough. We'll give him some hours here too. Make sure we go ahead and bring him in. Wide receiver, Madu, we're back up to first for him. Okay. 83 speed again. I imagine he's going to have some good, good development traits. Bracewell looks like he's ours. Roth, okay. Scruggs was just too slow. Just no. I hear it tight end. Solid player, I think. Championship contender. We'll bring him in on a visit. Should be okay for both these guys. We're the only people recruiting them. So, Bender, same for him. Now, what happened to this? Still the only scholarship offer, so maybe he can still come, but I don't understand why I don't understand what happened there, to be honest with you. Okay, I guess we'll see. I don't have another center on the... I don't have but one center on the roster. That's not great. For some reason, we can't bring him in. It's just crazy. I don't know. It's like he needs some development. Maybe he'd be okay though. I'm not sure what's going on here with Flynn. I mean, it's somebody I would expect us to be a starter for us. I don't know what the playing time. I don't know if it's other I don't know. I don't know if it's other offensive spots. I'm a little confused here for sure. Oh, I did not see that Dent committed to Cincinnati. Okay. Well, looks like Baxter is likely to be your starter there. We moved all the way up to first for Stroud. Came out of nowhere. Raheem Stroud. Could be adding a lot to this cornerback room. Okay. See what we got heading to the final week. Pat Bender, the guard we've been recruiting for forever, finally comes. Bryce Baker, our transfer quarterback. Right now, he is kind of in my head etched as our starter. Tashi Bracewell, I think, could have an impact for us. Raheem Stroud, being able to bring him in is huge. Came out of nowhere. Didn't even offer him until week 2 there out of the transfer portal. Ended up bringing him in. Cortez Irving decides to come along. Dwayne Swain, wide receiver, I think he's got some future potential. Dre Hape, free safety. Alfonso Lett finally decides to come on board. Walt Claire Flynn does end up coming, very, very likely, I think, to be a starter there for us, depending on the offseason development. Dwayne Hobbs, okay, it's a good pickup there. Zegwu, the tight end, freshman guy. Tobias Lawton, another transfer there at middle linebacker. Lawrence Johnson, a cornerback. Bobby Darman. Added a lot of really good depth, and we ended up, this is the dual threat that we recruited late. Don't think he's ever going to be a player for us, but it's an opportunity. Sean Herman. So we did not get our top quarterback prospect. Don't know what he ended up doing. Do get another level up there for the coach, which is great. I like what we did. We were really aggressive. Tried to hit a bunch of younger players. Let's see. Turk ends up going to Pitt. Okay, so got Baker, who is probably the guy that I was least wanting out of the transfer portal, but I think is a guy that probably gives us a multi-year starter, is my best guess. Star development. Hopefully he gets a nice jump of development there. Then we can kind of wait on Humphreys, to kind of develop now. No Taylor Downs obviously sucks. Madu ends up going to LSU. I'm okay with that. Roth does end up saying he signed with Georgia State. We'll see how that plays out. John, okay. Man. Let's see. Lampkin. We offered to see if he ends up coming in, but we did bring in Flynn there as well. Okay. We brought in a huge class. By far the most players that we have brought in. Let's see what ended up happening here with Downs. I guess we can also just kind of see where the rest of our players kind of popped at. So Downs signs with LSU. I'll be honest, I might have to, I don't really want to play another massive out-of-conference opponent when we got Notre Dame as well. Might have to think about that, though. LSU, I think that'd be fun. Let's see now if we can just do any state to see if we can look where all of our transfers ended up going. Assuming this will actually show every single player. I don't know if it does or not when you do it this way. Like, I just don't know if it keeps the information for this many players. Come on. At least see where all of our top guys went here. So Smiley Bradford ends up going to Wisconsin. We'll see if we play them this year. Lyles doesn't look like he's going to go anywhere. I don't know if he got offered a scholarship. He did not. Watson did not get offered a scholarship. Downs went to LSU. Deuce Adams looks like his career may be over. Devontae Reeder. Man, guys that we tried to bring back and just did not get any offers. We brought in 26 players, the 23rd ranked class, 0 5-stars, 10 4, 16 3-stars. A lot of these guys are definitely transfer portal players, trying to really plug and play but I think in the transfer portal we also got some young players that I think can really, really help us out. Now we're going to go over here to position changes, and we'll just see kind of how these guys look. Bryce Baker is going to come in as a 79. He's a one-year starter for us. Assuming Rice just doesn't take a huge jump, which I don't think he's going to. But, yeah, another one-year starter. We may go into year 5 with our fifth different starting quarterback, which would be kind of crazy to think about. So Spurlock and Carvalho actually come in higher rated than Stenerud did, who was a 5-star number 1 running back in the country out of high school. Impact and normal development, though, versus his elite. Okay. Brought in Braceville as an 80 overall. So we'll see kind of how that ends up shaking out. Swain down as a 65. It's not great there with that. Okay. Wide receiver room looking solid. Zegwu. Okay. Actually, a higher overall than George Gant is, but we're a big believer in Gant. Tackle. Since a Flynn 79, definitely a starter there. Bender 68 overall. Atkins a little bit lower. Eldrin Camp 76. Okay. Yeah, offensive line certainly in a really good spot, I think. Boykin 75 overall off the jump is great. Cantrell 73 off the jump is great. Egwanagu 74. Okay, very, very solid. Take a look at these linebackers we brought in. So Michaels comes in as our highest rated linebacker as a true freshman. Lawton, guy we brought in, looks really solid there as well. Scales certainly going to be a starter for us again. I'm not really overly worried about that. Okay. So Stroud comes in as an 81 overall cornerback. We got a ton in this room now. Might not be a bad idea for us to see maybe if some of these guys can play safety. Let's just take a look at that. Because like right now you would think Stroud, Hines, Lawrence Johnson, another transfer, Ote. What does Ote look like at a different position now? Free safety could be a 71. So it's not really worth making that move. Bobby Dorman, transfer we brought in, 93 speed. We'll move him over to safety. See how that ends up playing out. Not mad at that at all. Gives us a really good athlete back there. Okay. Then I guess let me come back here and make sure that I at least can double check where everybody came from out of the transfer portal that end up signing with us. It's not really going the way I wanted to. So let's do first. So Braceville comes from Toledo. Herman comes from Iowa. Dobbs comes from North Carolina. Zegwu comes from Michigan State. Dorman from USF. Lawton out of Indiana. So nice to get a rivalry player there. Baker comes from TCU. And I don't think he played very, very little for them. Okay. Stroud comes from UCF. 2 interceptions, 3 passes defended. Lawrence Johnson, Texas A&M, didn't really play a whole lot. Is that everybody? Is that all the guys we brought in? Okay. Kind of trying to take a mental note of that. Okay. Top 25 class. Really, really, really difficult to get into that top 5. You need to open up that next part of the recruiter. Don't have any athletes. Certainly may be some players that are kind of on the chopping block here. All right, let's keep it moving. I feel like that's the most time we took in the transfer portal there as well. I think it helped us out. Got a couple more upgrades now. Still at 3.5 stars. Still trying to pay attention to that very heavily. What do we got here? Dev trade moved up for Jeffries. So he's upgraded to Impact heading into his senior season. Got another one. Scales upgraded to Impact as well. Scales had a great season. Jeffries has been really good for us. 3 of them. Wow. Sly upgraded to Impact. I think that's absolutely warranted. Had a great season. Time for training results. Before we do that, though, let's take a look at this coaching. I guess what I should have done, I should have went ahead and bought this. That's what I should have done. Scheme Guru. We got this fairly well mapped out. Hold on one second. Yeah, might as well open this up now at this point in time. I don't really see any purpose of not at this point. We'll do that, and then is there anything here we can necessarily do? We'll go ahead and put this in for quarterback so I can then kind of move that along so quarterbacks can stay hot. Training results. Let's see what we got here. So Bryce Baker moves up 3. Let's see, Rice doesn't move up at all. Puts on 5 pounds, but does not go up an overall point at all. I mean, he's obviously getting some progression, but not even enough to move up another spot. That is less than ideal. Bryce Baker, though, +4 to his throw power. I guess he's going to be a junior, so he could be a 2-year starter. Maybe he was a sophomore, and I just mislooked at that. So +3, good athlete, big-time arm. Accuracy does not improve, which isn't great, but they're okay. Volk takes a nice jump. Stenerud, Forsett takes a nice jump. Warmack barely jumps up. I'm a little disappointed there in Stenerud, but +2 speed certainly really helps him. Still planning on operating him as our running back 2. He's got so much room he could develop from. Also picked up a couple of nice physical abilities. Same with Abdul Volk there as well. So that's really good for us. Baker did not gain anything. Wide receiver Harris takes a huge jump. He's now a draftable player here as a senior. Smith, big jump, gets some physical abilities. Shelton does not really grow there at all. So Braceville having similar, or being a little bit bigger with similar speed is probably +7 awareness for him, though, is crazy. 93 catch, that's great. Smith +5 is a 99 catch. That's a player for us for sure there. Harris with the route running, he's yeah. So Harris is probably going to operate out of the slot, I would guess, and kind of take over the part of this offense. But all 90s route running is insane. Good release too. He's going to have some shot plays getting off the line. That's elite. +11. Go ahead, Harris. Okay. DeAndre Smith gets +4 to his speed. So that's now your shot guy. He's probably wide receiver 3. Pasco takes a huge jump in speed, too. What in the world? A lot more speed now in this room. DeAndre Smith with 96 speed. You got to find a way to play him. Route running's not great, but DeAndre Smith will have a role in this offense for sure this year. Harris and Corey Smith are definitely going to operate as your 1-2 combination here. Probably with Smith operating as the X. Just because of the hands and the awareness. I think he's going to play up. But elite route running there from Harris. We'll see how that plays out. I'll have to tinker with formation subs. You got to get some of these guys some usage. Gant takes a +8 jump. Very excited to see that. Zegwu, really good find there for us. So we got 2 sophomores here. Certainly helps out. Simple with a nice jump. Okay. Easily back in the fold again as a starter. Rasmussen, now he should definitely be ready to be a starter for us next year. Assuming something doesn't happen with the transfer portal stuff, but okay. Volk, not as big a jump as I would have liked there for sure, but he is up to an 80. Big jump there for double F. The +7 is great. Schumacher a +6. What does this look like? A 90 power move. Block shedding's up to an 80. Good tackle, good power, good pursuit. Really solid. Morton a +5. To make Schumacher not quite. He's not quite a draftable guy. Morton, good jump there. Just +1 to his power move though. Good strength boost. Block shedding is solid. Okay. Keegler +3. Definitely getting ready for more playing time there for sure. Good power move growth for all these guys. Keegler probably needs to be a pass rusher for us with his speed, and the finesse move, power move combination probably needs to be playing on passing downs. Drewsma +6. Okay, so he took a nice jump here after redshirting. Lawton comes in trying to get a starting spot. Nice speed boost to a lot of these guys. Scales had the big year, didn't take the big jump here, unfortunately. But +2 is still solid. It's a really good player. Crocker got to find a way to get him playing time. Good power move from finesse move guy. What is he? Block shedding. Good zone. Crocker and Scales are probably your two starters there. Hines with a +6. Stroud with a +3. Sly with a +8. So, best cornerback room we've had so far in the series as well. Speaking of which, how about Ote +4. Jacoby just not developing very quickly here at all. No speed boost to our any of these guys. Good change of directions though. Slide, just he has to play in the slot with that zone coverage for sure. But yeah, Stroud and Hines there. Looks solid. Baxter probably going to hold down that starting spot. Got a nice boost to his speed as well. Marable, a good jump there for him. E +6. Yeah, got a lot more speed on the team this year, which is really, really exciting to see. By far the fastest team we've had so far. DeAndre Smith, I really, really wanted him when he was a freshman. I'm glad to see that's kind of ended up being a good call. At least it feels like. Still at 3.5 stars. Encourage transfers. What are we going to have to give out here? Got to cut 2. Let's see. 2 freshmen with. I think I'm pretty much like always going to be trying to get running backs. So I think cutting Warmack is fine there. Not really looking anymore. Shelton is a senior. I mean, it really makes sense to cut him in this spot, to be honest with you. Let's see what else we got, though, before we make that call. I mean, 77 speed at safety. I cannot, yeah. Gillespie is going to have to go. But yeah, that's all we had to do there, though, which is great. Getting ready for year 4 already. At this little over an hour. Still at 3.5 stars. Best team we've had yet, though. It's got to keep winning. That's the big thing. Got to get that brand exposure up. I think brand exposure at the next level might get us to 4-star prestige. Okay. Take a look at the early. We come in at number 9. Look at the early top 25 here. So Alabama, Georgia leading the way. Oregon, USC are the only 2 teams in the conference ranked ahead of us. Okay. Which is nice to see. Notre Dame, I'm sure, will be on our schedule, of course. Where's LSU ranked? LSU is right behind us at 10th. Look at the Heisman. JKS ended up at Michigan, okay. Julian Lewis at Arizona State. Got a Rice quarterback up here. Okay. Do we have any preseason All-Americans? I'm going to say no. Nothing there. Nothing there. Okay. How many? I think we had 750 last year. 875. That seems like more hours than we had last year for this. We'll just kind of take a brief look at what this looks like as far as people that are interested and how good they are and that kind of thing. Got a couple of 5 stars that we could potentially get into the battle of there. Okay. It's always good to see. Nice. I'm going to do all that off camera though. Then custom schedules. I need to go see if Taylor Downs is a starter. I think I want to play them. I think I might swap out Wake Forest. We're far enough in the future now. I'm not quite as worried about like the set in stone opponents. Wake Forest is actually a team. I don't know if that I looked and saw they're actually on the schedule. I don't think I'd necessarily mind playing LSU if Downs is going to be the starter. I'm kind of assuming he's going to be. He is up to an 87 overall. Y'all are kidding me. Yep. Okay. Do we want to play LSU? How's the rest of this schedule look? USC on the road, Michigan at home, Illinois, Notre Dame. I think this game will be at home. Trying to make sure. I think it's right now at this point. We went back to back at Notre Dame. Just trying to double check and make sure. It is supposed to be Notre Dame. So yeah, technically Wake Forest this is still the correct schedule, at least as far as they're out of conference, but I think I might change things up here. Do we want to play LSU, though, instead of Wake Forest? Start off with an easier game here in game 1. Is that what we want to do? Two LSU. That'd give us 5 straight ranked opponents. I don't think Downs will necessarily be I don't think he'll go pros. We probably have the opportunity to play them again next year. I think I'd rather do that. I just don't want to play 5 straight, and I want to play a weaker team there. That just seems kind of crazy to do that. The back end of the schedule is much easier. It's a gauntlet early on. Let's hold off on LSU until the 2029 season and just hope that Downs doesn't leave. But we'll figure something out with that. Either way, we want to play Ball State, another Indiana school. I think that's a good opener for us. Bringing them in 5-7. Wake Forest went 6-7 last year, but USC was really good. Michigan was not great, but they're ranked to start the year. Illinois was 9-4. Notre Dame ended up 10-3. Rutgers struggled. Northwestern made the bowl game. Michigan State was terrible. Iowa was terrible. Nebraska was obviously really good. Indiana ended up not being very good. But that's going to do it here for this episode. I'm going to do some recruiting and stuff off screen. Then I'll get to our first game and go through a couple weeks of recruiting. But yeah, that's going to do it. If you enjoy the content, like and subscribe. Check out my Seattle Mariners franchise. Name will be the show 25 on the channel as well. Really excited to see what this team kind of can do. Obviously, sucks to lose Taylor Downs, but able to bring back a lot of our guys. Before they even went to the transfer portal, I really like the additions that we've made. So yeah, that'll do it. Until next time. Thank you so much for tuning in. Peace.